Okay, that's it. I'm moving back in with my parents. Just kidding, guys. What we're going to talk about today is a little like multi-generational living, and like we're starting to see a lot of people moving in together, parents moving in with their kids, kids moving with their parents, cousins, cats, babies, dogs, you know, everything. Here in Maine, there's a housing shortage, you know, we're lack of inventory, and a lot of families are starting to think about, hey, what do we do? And maybe we can combine things. And I just kind of want to give you an overview of opportunities for that if that's what you're, you know, starting to think about. So first off, there are some benefits and some perks to moving in together. You know, I know a lot of people are like, oh my goodness, I don't want, you know, my parents near me, or I don't want my siblings near me or anything like that. There's really some perks. If you're talking about like parents and you're thinking about, hey, I can move in with my kids. I mean, the good thing, if you have grandkids, you know, you're closer to them, easier to get together and be together, as long as you can kind of find a way to separate yourselves as well on the same property. And we'll get into a little bit about that. So if you're the kid in this scenario and you have your own children and you're moving and you're having your parents move in with you, I mean, you got a built-in babysitter. I mean, that's not so bad. We've had a lot of clients over the years that have done this. I mean, we have clients where, you know, maybe you finish the basement, so you have, you know, one person above, one person down in the basement, depending on how that setup goes. There's always the conversation about how much do you live together? You know, do you want to be totally separated? Maybe the options are you buy a multi-unit, like a 2-unit building, one on one side, one on the other, or a top bottom, you know what I mean? If you have a single family home and you do the whole basement finishing idea, do you want to add a second kitchen in the house, or do you want to just share the kitchen? You know, are you able to, do you get along enough to do that? So it's a sort of thing, you know, or do you want a separate kitchenette in whatever space you want? We've dealt with properties that maybe have a big bonus space above the garage, you know, and you kind of turn that into almost like a little apartment. Then it is a little separate. And in that case, you might be able to add like a staircase that goes up from the outside, so it is like a totally separate entrance. You can maybe build another structure on your property, depending on how much property you have, and you might be able to build a whole separate little tiny house, so to speak. You're going to want to check with the codes and stuff in your particular town, all that stuff. And there's some pretty good things coming down the pipe around this. Like there's some regulations here in the state of Maine called the LD 2003, and we're going to do some more videos based on just this. But Maine is trying to become very friendly around multi-generational housing, being able to put in an ADU, an auxiliary dwelling unit, as you know, on your property, so you can, you know, combine families. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac is coming up with like only a 5% down for multi-units. That's a big deal there. So again, if you're looking to, you know, you have to be owner occupied in those scenarios, which you would be. So if you're looking at that, you can maybe pick up a multi-unit for little money down. And financially, you know, this could work out great as well, where you're combining assets, you know, maybe, you know, the income of both, you know, parents and you, or other way around, you know, so maybe you have a bigger down payment because there's two of you going in on the property, so you can afford more and get exactly what you need. And, you know, those are all great things that can help out and allow you to find a way to do this. We've had a lot of scenarios. You know, we just recently sold a property where the woman sold her house and she was able to find a rental right near her children's home where they were going to build an ADU on. So that way she's close by, you know, can monitor the construction that they're going to do and all that kind of stuff, and then ultimately move into it. And it's just what a great scenario that they're able to do. And in that particular case, they're able to build a separate building on that property, which worked out great. So, you know, there's a lot of options out there for you, and pooling your assets together can make those options a reality. Hopefully this was helpful. You know, if you have any questions, again, we're going to be coming out with more videos around this, so make sure you subscribe, and you'll be notified when new videos come out. Just hit that little bell, and we appreciate you watching. Comment below if you have any questions, let us know, and remember, if you make Maine your home, you don't have to do it alone. Please make sure that you subscribe to the channel and one of these buttons over here. You get a lot of great information about real estate, the state of Maine, cool things to do, all that kind of stuff. And of course, if you have any questions at any time, comment below or hit us up on all social media platforms, and we'd love to help you out. And we love talking about Maine and real estate in Maine.